Fine. So this was absolute XPath, which I talked about, right? And this absolute XPath always started from the root of the document, right? And it went from the root to the element. Now the problem with what I told you was that with this XPath, if something changed in between, then absolute XPath would actually be of no use. You'll have to change all your XPaths, right? And I told you how to install Firebug, which is a tool on the top of Firepath. Sorry, how to install Firepath, which is a tool on the top of Firebug. This is Firepath, and you can generate the absolute XPaths from here. Okay, right? So you just need to Vaishali, click on this arrow and move your mouse over the element. It will highlight that particular element. Okay, right? Now we don't use the absolute XPath, we use the partial XPath. Partial XPath has a advantage that it might not change if the application changes. A partial XPath will always start with a double slash. Okay, right? A partial XPath will always start with a double slash. For example, you can go to Mozilla, right? And suppose I am on any website like yahoo.com. Okay, right? So now if I use Firebug and if I uncheck the option generate absolute XPath, you need to uncheck this option. Okay, right? Hold on. Yes, my PC was hanged a little. So if I move my mouse over any element, say I move my mouse over this text field, then I get this XPath. Okay, right? So hold on, my PC is hanging a little bit. Yeah, so if I copy this XPath, if I copy this XPath out here, okay, it starts with double slash star. Okay, right? What does double slash star means? Double slash star means all the elements on the page. Okay, so out of all the elements on the page, get me the element whose ID is UH search box. Okay, so what will happen is that Selenium will go and search out of all the elements on the page with the element having this particular ID. Okay, right? So you can use this XPath in driver.findElement command. All right, let me make a new Java project and call it day 5. Okay, and in day 5 I'll add, hold on, I'll add the Selenium jar files. Fine. And what you need to do is that you need to create a new class. I'll call that class as Yahoo. Fine. And hold on. And now I can write driver dot find element by the Xpath, and I can give this partial Xpath. Okay, right, and dot send keys. Type in this, say I type in this Selenium in the Yahoo search box and go and type Selenium. Right. Okay, so you can give the partial XPath out here, and when you run it, hold on, see it's running. You see that it goes and types Selenium in this particular text field. Okay, right. So partial XPaths are better to use. Alright, now if you look at the XPath carefully, I couldn't get your question. I cannot understand you. Can you please be a little loud? Look, Xpath is a way to find element on the web page. Okay, right. There are various locator strategies. I talked about them yesterday. Right. One of the locator strategies is Xpath. Fine. Xpaths are of two types: partial and complete Xpaths. Right. We had done complete Xpaths yesterday. You can also have a look at the recording. Okay. Today we are doing partial Xpath. Okay. This is a partial Xpath. Alright, and I just used it. A partial XPath will always start from double slash. Star means any element on the web page. Okay, right. Now instead of writing star, you can also write the tag name. Fine. If you look at Yahoo, if I look at this particular element, fine, it's an input field. Input field with this ID. Look, it's an input tag. Okay, what you can do is you can write over here the tag name. To be more precise, double slash input means out of all the tags on the web page, okay, I am interested in the input tag. Alright, out of all the input tags, out of all the input tags on the web page, get me the input tag whose ID is UH search box. Okay, right. So this is what this is what partial XPath looks like. Now every time you will not get this fancy kind of a partial XPath. Okay, you will have to work your way out at times, right? What you will have to do is that, for example, if I go and look at XPath of, let me go to some other website, for example, say a news website like timesofindia.com, right? Or fine, over here if I look at the XPath of Yes, Risha, that's what I'm coming over. Say this link. Fine. So if you look at the XPath of this link, this is the XPath. Now how it starts, how it is made. If you look at how it's made, just a minute. Look, the last tag out here is the li tag. Okay, right. Okay, the li tag is the fourth li tag. Fine. Under this particular ul tag. Okay, under this particular ul tag, this li tag is the fourth li tag. This li tag has got no id. So what it does is that it jumps above into its parent tag, the ul tag. This ul tag has also not got any id. So this jumps over to this particular division. You will see this division out here. This division has also got no id, so it jumps one step above into this division which has the id latest stories. So XPaths start, this XPath starts from here, that there is a division with the id latest stories, and you traverse down from there to this li tag, right, and you make the XPath like this. Right? Alright. This is partial XPath. Complete XPath will always start from the root of the document. It will start from this HTML tag. This is partial XPath. If I copy this XPath, if I place it out here, this will be partial XPath, right? And if I select the option generate absolute XPath, okay, and if I look at this link, hold on, just a minute, yeah. If I look at this link, this is the complete XPath for this link. What is this? Yeah, this is the complete XPath. So this is the complete XPath. This is the partial XPath. Fine. And there is a difference between them. Now partial XPath is based on the made on the basis of ID. Okay, it keeps on traversing above the tags till the time it finds the tag with the ID and it makes the XPath from there. But what if you have a situation where you don't get the ID? Are you getting my point? Right, the partial XPath will be made on the basis of ID, right? Fine, but what if you don't get the ID at all? If you keep on traversing above, you don't get any ID, what will you do? For example, in case of Gmail, if I have, hold on, if I have this selected over not selected at generate absolute XPath, you'll generate the partial one. And if I look at this text, you don't get the partial XPath, you get the complete XPath from Firebug, because there is no tag between h1 and this HTML tag which is having the ID. Okay, so it keeps on traversing above and no tag, it doesn't find any tag with any ID, so obviously it is forced to make the complete XPath. Okay, now you can also make your custom XPaths, which I will talk about. Right, so this is how you can get the partial XPath. You can get it from Firebug very easily. Fine, and if I run this code, it runs successfully. The Firebug actually it also opens up. Right, now if you look at this particular Firebug, okay, this this particular Firefox which has been launched by Selenium has not got any Firebug inside it. Okay, there is no Firebug inside this particular Firefox. Alright, so what you can do is you need to actually have Firebug in this Firefox. Look, the thing is, when you are running the code, suppose I am running the code, and if the code fails, then you need to investigate this web page. Fine, if you need to investigate this web page, you need Firebug in this web page. But the browser which is opened by Selenium has not got any Firebug inside it. Fine, so what you can do is you need to devise a way in which Firebug comes up in this Firefox. But why is Firebug not coming in this Firefox? First we need to look into that. Okay, moreover, this Firefox is very different. It's got no bookmarks which you will have in regular Firefox. If you go for history, this Firebug will have no history at all. It's like a fresh Firefox which is installed in your machine and it gets opened. Okay, for example, in my original Firefox which is there in my machine, which is installed, Firebug is there, right? And probably no bookmarks. Okay, fine. Suppose I bookmark this page. I bookmark gmail.com. Fine. And if I again execute this code, you will see that in the browser which is opening, Gmail doesn't come as a bookmarked website. So this is like a different Firefox browser. This is like a fresh Firefox browser which is installed in your machine. It will have no history, no settings, which is your setting, right? So this is because there is a concept known as Firefox profiling. Okay, this is because of that particular concept. Okay, so what is Firefox profiling? Fine, do you guys know about Firefox profiling concept? Do you guys know about the profiling concept in Firefox? No? Okay, alright, I'll tell you. Look, the thing is, suppose you are using Firefox, right? Now you are using Firefox and you are sharing the your computer, your PC with your friend. You want that when you open Firefox, your set of settings or your set of bookmarks, your set of add-ons should be displayed, right? And when your friend logs into his machine, into the same machine, he wants his set of settings, his set of bookmarks in Firefox, right? So this can be achieved with the Firefox profiling concept. Okay, so if I write over here firefox.exe-p profile manager and run it, you'll have a window like this coming up. I'll again repeat, right? What you need to do is that first of all you need to close Firefox from file exit menu. Don't close it from the top right cross menu, close it from file exit menu and then give this command firefox.exe -p profile manager, and you'll see a window like this coming up. I'll give this command to everyone on WebEx chat. Okay, look, in this window you can create a new Firefox profile. You can click on create profile, and I can name this profile as, say, Selenium. Fine. And what will happen is that Selenium profile will be created. This is the default profile which is there on your machine. If I launch Selenium profile, then Firefox browser will be open, and this would be like a fresh Firefox which is installed on your machine. It will not have Firebug, it will not have bookmarks and all you have. Okay, it will be just like a fresh Firefox. So you can create as many profiles and you can do settings as per your convenience in those profiles. Fine. Okay, now the thing is, when Selenium launches Firefox over here, programmatically it creates a new profile and launches it. Okay, it will create a new profile programmatically and it will launch that profile. And when the program is over, when you write driver.quit, it will close that profile. Okay, now suppose the profile which I have created, Selenium profile, I want to ask Selenium that please go and open this profile. For example, in this profile, I make a bookmark for the website google.com. Fine. Now I want that this particular profile should be opened by Selenium. Probably I'll install Firebug in this profile or something, right? So that when I execute my program, Firebug is there in Firefox, because so that I can analyze the web page and all everything. Okay, so how do you do that? Fine, I'll talk about that now. How can you launch the particular profile? Alright, fine. So what will be somebody was saying something. Guys, please keep your microphones on mute. Anybody with any questions, you can just tell me. Yeah. Pardon? Yes. Space hyphen. Yeah. This is the command. You got it right? Okay, so you need to give this command and it will open up the Firefox. Okay, now after you have done this, right, you need to invoke the same profile, the profile which you created. You need to invoke the same profile with Selenium, right? To do that, you have a class known as profiles ini. Okay, you create the object of this particular class. This class represents all the profiles on your PC. Okay, when you create the object of this profiles ini class, all the profiles on your PC get loaded. Okay, and from all the profiles you can say that you want to get the profile called say Selenium. So from all the profiles, get the profile Selenium. So what this will do is that this will give you the object of Firefox profile. Okay, right. So what will happen is that Firefox profile object will denote the profile Selenium over here. All profile.getProfile returns you the object of an internal class known as Firefox profile. Okay, when you create the object of Firefox driver now, pass the Firefox profile over here. Okay, so this Firefox will open up with this particular profile. Okay, when you run this code now, you will see that Firefox opens up fine, and if you check out the bookmarks, hold on, let me stop the loading. If you check out the bookmarks, you will have the Google bookmark in it. Okay, you will have the Google bookmark in it. Similarly, if suppose in this profile I go and add Firebug, fine, I write over here Firefox Firebug, right? And if I go and install Firebug in this profile, right, so you will see that Firebug will also be present. Now this profiling concept is only there in Firefox. It's not there in any other browser. Okay, so you have installed Firebug. Now if I run the code, you will see that Firefox opens, and hold on, it's not having Firebug. Hold on just a minute. Tools, add-ons, hold on. Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. This is my profile Selenium. Fine. I'll just go to Google and add Firebug in Firefox. I'll add this to Firefox. Install it. Fine, its Firebug is added. Right, it is there under this. If I close the browser, if I open it again, I can see Firebug. Fine. Now if I do the same thing with the code, if I execute the code, and yeah, now it is coming. Earlier it was not, there might be some reason. Now Firebug is coming up. So basically you can launch any profile. Okay, you can launch any profile, right? From the profiles INI you can launch any profile. Okay, right. So this is what the concept of profiling is. This is what the concept of Xpath is. You can use Xpaths to find elements on the web page, right? And if the code fails in between, if you want to investigate the same web page, you need to use the concept of Firefox profile, okay, to actually launch Firefox with Firebug. And this is very important because when we practically do the projects, right, when Firefox opens, it navigates from one page to another, and in between, if the script is failing, you have the need of investigating the page on that particular instance, and you don't have Firebug at that time, and it really makes you feel frustrated. So always launch it in a profile, right? firstly. Secondly, it doesn't matter where you make your XPath, where you make your elements, right? In which browser. This is going to work in all the browsers because the page source remains the same in all the browsers. Okay. Other browsers don't have any concept of Firefox profiling. Other browsers don't have the concept of Firefox profiling. Okay, only Firefox has it. If I run this particular code on, say, Chrome, fine, I write out here, instead of WebDriver driver equals to Firefox driver, I write WebDriver driver equals to new Chrome driver. Okay, fine. And moreover, I will have to give the exe path of Chrome. Fine. And if I run it on Chrome, the same piece of code will run on Chrome as well. And in Chrome, there is an inbuilt inspector, I told you. Fine, you don't have to worry in Chrome. If you want to investigate any element on a web page, see, it types Selenium. If I want to investigate this field, I can right click and I can say inspect element, and Chrome inspector will open up. So you don't need a profiling concept over here. You can investigate anything in Chrome very easily. Fine. Okay. Now the next thing is, I talked about partial XPaths. I talked about absolute XPaths. Fine. The next thing is how to build customized XPaths and all. Okay. And can two elements on a page have the same XPaths, right? All that stuff will start now. Look, a partial XPath starts with this /*. This means all the elements on a web page. So yes, two elements on a page can have the same XPath. The possibility is there. Don't think that every element on a page will have a unique XPath or something. Two people can have the same name. Right. Similarly, multiple elements on the page can also have the same XPath. Okay. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in detail. Fine. Actually,